Good afternoon, reception. This afternoon, I'd like you to think about the seaside, and we're going to do a seaside picture using paper plate. If you don't have a paper plate, don't worry, you just need some paper, and you can draw a circle on your piece of paper and cut that out. First of all, I want you to think about the types of things that you would see at the seaside. So have a little look at this picture. What can you see at the seaside? I'm looking really carefully and I can see a starfish. I can see a little girl making a sand castle, and she's needing to use a bucket and spade. There's a boy and he's got his blue swimming trunks on and he's running after a beach ball. So you might see a beach ball at the seaside. Then there's another girl and she's got a big inflatable ring around her to help her when she goes swimming in the sea. And next I can see another little girl and she is lying down on a towel, I think it's a beach towel, and she's got her umbrella up to keep her in the shade. All of those children are on the sand. And then when we look into the sea, I can see waves in the sea. And there are children swimming and they're waving at you. If we look even closer, I can see two dolphins jumping out of the water. Now you probably can't see in the water, but I bet there's lots of other sea creatures living in the water. Perhaps there's some fishes, crabs, octopuses, maybe even a shark when it's really far out to sea. I can also spot some sailing boats. And then in the sky, there's some lovely white fluffy clouds, a big bright yellow sunshine, and those birds that we often hear at the beach called seagulls. I want you to think about a time when you've maybe been to the beach and the things that you have seen at the seaside. Let's have a look at some ideas of how we can create our seaside picture today. Look at this one. This is using a paper plate, and they've found some things from around the house, and they've made a palm tree. They've got a little cocktail stick umbrella. They've cut out a bit of paper for a beach towel. Looks like they've rolled up a bit of Play-Doh for a ball, a beach ball, and they've made some little sandals too, and a starfish. And I can clearly see the sandy bit and the water. Perhaps you've got some objects lying around your house that you could place on a plate to make a beach scene. Look at this one here. They've cut out a little bit of hessian, and then they've placed some shells and some starfishes, and it looks like a seahorse and dolphins all around the edges. This one is showing a fish in the sea, and they've used some pipe cleaners to be the coral. They've put some little stars on. It even looks like they've used some real sand. You don't need to use real sand, you could just colour it in. Here we've got another plate. They've decorated the edges with some buttons and some little shells that they've got at home. They've even used some paper to show the coral. And I think that might even be a mermaid. Here we've just got another beach scene, and they've made some pictures to do a deck chair and a sand castle. If you don't have any pictures, you could just draw them and stick them on. Or you could just make your paper plate into a beach ball. This looks quite complicated, but you could have a go. They've punched some holes into the side of the paper plate, and they've weaved the wool through to make it look like water. And then they've put a sailing boat, stuck one on using paper on top of it.